Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 1, Jonathan Shimabakuro. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 5, Braden McNally. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 0, Rylan Miyazaki. Pitching for the Saints in game 1 is number 34, Cole Hatton. Here to help us honor America with the singing of the national anthem is Bryn Swanson, a graduate of South Bay Elementary and Aspire Performing Arts Academy. Bryn is now a freshman student athlete at North Thurston High School. Developing into a Saints Senior Day tradition, this is the Bryn's 3rd time performing our national anthem on Senior Day. She's the daughter of assistant coach Joey Swanson and a baseball diehard. Having grown up around the Saints baseball team and families, Bryn is proud to call a lot of them Ohana and Hanai. Please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and join us in honoring America with the playing and singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's do it for Bryn Swanson. And now those 3 words we're all waiting for. Let's play ball. Dinner is as easy as 1, 2, 3 when you head to L&L Hawaiian Barbecue. The first 2 times the Saints go 1, 2, 3 in the field, you too can go 1, 2, 3 by reporting the name of the 3 opposing players who made it out to the broadcast room for an L&L gift certificate. Leading off the top of the first is center fielder number 6, Carter Walsh.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 in this day 2 of action for some baseball here in Lacey, Washington on the campus of St. Martin's University between the visiting Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks and your St. Martin's University Saints. Once again, if you weren't tuning in yesterday, it is senior day today. Senior festivities will take place following this first game right before the second game. So if you're not able to join us here today to support and celebrate the seniors, please try to support us on the stream and send them your love as we are underway. Cole Hatton, the senior that will be celebrated today on the mound for the Saints. He'll be facing the Nighthawks' first batter, Walsh. Following Walsh will be Callan, Rojas, Paganelli, Tishan Kell, Pahukoa, Wayne, Brubaker, and rounding out the lineup will be the catcher, Bell. On the bump for the Nighthawks will be Saunders. Behind Hatton, playing first base, he's got Peter Hollabaugh, second base, and Brady McNally, shortstop Riley Miyazaki, third base Dylan McLaughlin, left fielder Johnny Shimabukuro, center fielder Ozzie Shaler, and right fielder Hunter Sasaki. Behind the dish for the Saints will be Trevor McCorkle, and doing the DH duties will be Mark Stewart. So full count already to Walsh. The 3-2 pitch swung on, hit on the ground to the left side, fielded cleanly by shortstop Miyazaki. The throw to first is in time to get the speedy Walsh. Beautiful play there by Gold Glove, in our opinion, Riley Miyazaki, able to scoop that one up and get rid of it on the run to get Walsh out at first.
Shortstop number 4, Cole Collins.
Once again, there will be 8 seniors celebrated today. 5 of them in the starting lineup today for the Saints. And third baseman Dylan McLaughlin, center fielder Ozzie Shaler, DH Mark Stewart, left fielder Johnny Shimabukuro, second baseman Brady McNally. And the pitching side, the 3 pitchers, game number 1 starter Cole Hatton, game number 2 starter in Justice Yamashita, and relief pitcher Sam McCauley. So what should be a fun and exciting day for the Saints. Rain has subsided for a little bit, so we were able to play ball just 30 minutes after the original scheduled 12 o'clock start time.
Yeah, Aaron, Cole Hatton on the mound looking to get his first win of the season in his last and final collegiate start. Currently 0-6 and 12 games started now. He does have a complete game, which happened last week at Western Oregon, right? Just unfortunately didn't come out on top. But looking to end the season, his collegiate career on a high note. So see how it goes.
Callan skies that one a right, shallow right field. Sasaki's under it, calls for it, and makes the catch for out number 2. Like we talked about yesterday, we had a banquet right this past Thursday, I believe, to celebrate the SMU Saints Baseball Fan Club and celebrate the Saints and the successes that they've been able to achieve this past year. And one of them being Cole Hatton, right, the senior, has a few records under his belt. One of them, the main one, being the most batters hit by a long shot. He's in first place by about 20. So pretty interesting stat to see, but he's proud of it. You know, it is a number 1 record. So regardless of the fact that it's bad, it's in his book, it's a good thing.
And I think it's probably something we'll most likely see today at some point. But, you know, Hatton always works out of trouble. He finds a way, it seems like.
Rojas skies that one to right field.
In the top of the first, no runners left on base.
Rojas skies that one to right field, and Sasaki makes the catch. So the Nighthawks score no runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on. The Saints due up here in the bottom of the first.
Leading off these Saints in the bottom of the first, your center fielder, number 3, Austin Shaler.
So a quick 1-2-3 top half of the first inning for the Saints. That's got to be a good momentum builder heading into senior day for the Saints, and leading off none other than the senior center fielder in Ozzie Shaler. Lineup for the Saints following Shaler will be McLaughlin, McCorkle, Hollaball, followed by Stewart, Sasaki, Shimabukuro, and rounding it out will be McNally and Miyazaki. As Shaler's first pitch swing gives that one a drive to deep center field to his counterpart, Carter Walsh, and he'll make the catch. So Shaler and Walsh playing a little bit of a tag team situation yesterday. Shaler flying out to Walsh a few times, and Shaler catching Walsh on a few as well. So
we saw both center fielders make 2 spectacular plays each, right?
Yeah.
So, like we touched on it, probably the one part of the field you most likely do not want to hit it at with these two patrolling the outfield.
In steps another senior for the Saints, number 13, third baseman Dylan McLaughlin. As he's in an even count now, 1-1. On deck will be the catcher Trevor McCorkle. Next pitch to McLaughlin is taken for a strike.
Yeah, McLaughlin coming into this series, 45 hits, picked up a couple yesterday, so looking to reach that 50 mark on this season. He is pacing the Saints, like we said, coming into the series, 226, but obviously that number most likely going up after McLaughlin picked up a multi-hit game yesterday. So we'll see how it goes. Last couple of games coming up.
Ball hits softly to the second baseman.
Batting third, the catcher, number 23, Trevor McCorkle.
Brubaker will make the catch, retire McLaughlin. So 2 outs for the Saints. In steps catcher Trevor McCorkle. First pitch swinging, and that one will get through for a base hit. So all 3 Saints first pitch swinging, and one of them does pay off as they are able to get their first runner aboard here in the bottom of the first.
The first baseman, number 7, Peter Hollaball.
So in steps first baseman, the freshman Peter Hollaball.
Yeah, McCorkle is on a tear right now. Obviously with the game-tying RBI single yesterday. Then in game 2 of the doubleheader, picked up a couple of hits too. Starts game 3 off today with a single up the middle. So McCorkle batting in the 3 spot, showing you why.
Ball skies that one to center field. Walsh is under it, makes the catch to retire the side. We'll head to the top of the second. No runs on 1 hit. 1 runner left on. Score is still tied, 0-0.
Leading off the second for the Nighthawks, the left fielder, number 17, Adam Paganelli.
So left fielder for the Nighthawks steps in, and Adam Paganelli, he'll lead off this top of the second for the Nighthawks. Cole Hatton with 13 pitches thus far, 7 strikes. See if he can keep his pitch count at a minimum and try to go the distance here on senior day. 1 final complete game would kind of cap off a good career.
Yeah, head coach Kelly Gow touched on it last week. Hatton going the full game against Western Oregon Wolves, but unfortunately he said it was first couple of innings that kind of tripped up Hatton, right? And then he started to sell in. So good to see in that first inning going 1, 2, 3. We'll see if he can just keep the ball rolling here.
It's behind Paganelli 2-0. Next pitch in there, called strike. Good fastball there from Hatton.
Be interesting to see Hatton today. We'll see if he just empties the tank, knowing it's last game ever of his collegiate career.
Yeah, I mean, obviously out of playoffs, right? You zero stress on your shoulders right now. It's senior day. Have a little bit of fun. Try out some new pitches. Why not? Paganelli rolls over to the second baseman, Brady McNally.
I think without stepping outside of who he is, though, right?
Yeah.
It would be like, obviously, give him a little extra push, but, yeah, not trying to do too much where it just becomes him pitching out of his comfort zone. So maybe a couple like 0-2 fastballs up. We'll see.
I mean,
wrap it up a couple
try some new
miles an
things.
hour.
I mean, I'm sure he's been working on some pitches that he hasn't thrown in game. But let it fly, right? Senior day.
It's also pretty evident he's not afraid to come inside to batters, so that won't be the case either.
Tishan Kell steps in, and like you talked about, not being afraid, Tishan Kell does lead the Nighthawks lineup in home runs. Tishan Kell with 9, followed closely behind by on-deck hitter Duke Pahukoa with 7. So like we talked about yesterday, a little bit of that 1-2 punch for the Nighthawks. See if Hatton can get the better of him here at Saints Field. Tishan Kell shows the bunt, fouls that one out of play, and he'll be down 1-2.
We've seen that multiple times now. A couple of times yesterday, right? Nighthawks hitters trying to bunt for a hit with the third baseman McLaughlin kind of playing back, not anticipating the bunt. There's a couple of successful ones yesterday, so pretty cool to see Tishan Kell try that as well.
1-2 pitch. Like we talked about, letting
There it is.
it eat, right? Letting it fly. 1-2 count. A little bit of grunt there from Hatton. I'm sure that one probably touched about 95, but unfortunately it was a.
It's also the unwritten rule, Aaron, of you got to be at least throwing 90 miles an hour if you're grunting, right?
Yeah. I
Can't
mean,
be-
if
can't
you're
be
grunting
81.
and throwing under 85, like, why are you grunting? But 2-2 count. Off speed pitch misses away. Count moves full now to Tishan Kell. Three-two pitch. Off speed in the dirt. Tishan Kell does not go. And he'll be aboard via the walk. So the Nighthawks get their first runner aboard here with one out in the top of the second.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 23, Duke Pahukoa.
Good take there on the full count by Tishan Kell. Tough, sharp-looking breaking ball from the side angle there, right? So good on him to hold. Putting a good at-bat together there, and he's rewarded with the walk.
And he'll hand it off to Duke Pahukoa, the third baseman for the Nighthawks. Pahukoa coming into the weekend, slashing a .310. First pitch to him, drills him in the back, and that'll add to Hatton's record. Another batter hit. And Hatton is just patting the stats at this point. But nonetheless, the Nighthawks have a run on first and second here with one out.
And now batting, the designated hitter, number 27, Casey Wayne.
Pretty inevitable, Aaron. We kind of knew at one point in time during Hatton's start here that we were going to bound to see a one, maybe two.
I mean, it wouldn't be a good
batters.
senior day for Hatton if he didn't hit a batter.
100%.
So, nonetheless, Casey Wayne steps in for the Nighthawks, the DH. First pitch he sees is high, gets away from McCorkle. Runners will advance one base. Ball. Ball hitting the ground. This shortstop Miyazaki, he'll field it over to first, record the out. And in the process, Tishan Kell will come across for the Nighthawks and give them the 1-0 lead here with two outs in the top of the second.
Good on Hatton to pick up that second out, although you would love to see the run not score. That was probably a inning-ending ground ball. Double play had those runners not advanced on the wild pitch. But nonetheless, Hatton trying to wiggle himself out of this. And I think that's one thing that head coach Kelly Gow was talking about, just minimizing the big innings. Right? It's okay to give up one run here and there. It's just you don't want to see the 4 or 5 run innings, right, where things kind of get out of your control.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Hatton, you get out of this one just giving up a run, you're happy with that, right? Obviously, you want to put up a 0, but giving up one run to this nationally ranked Nighthawks offense is it's not an easy thing to do. As Brubaker skies that one, a right center field. Shaler under it and make the catch, retire the side. So on the top of the second, the Nighthawks are able to push one across on no hits, no errors, and leave one runner on. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Saints now trail this one 1-0. Stepping in now, the senior, the DH for the Saints, number 6, Mark Stewart. Drives that one to left field and will not get down. Unfortunately, that one hit straight to Paganelli.
Running for the plate, the right fielder, number 51, Hunter Sasaki.
Good barrel there by Stewart, just out in front a little bit.
Saints swing early and often again. Good sight to see. I think a couple of barrels so far too. Just again, right at guys.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
gotta figure out a way to hit balls and gaps. That's all.
Like we talked about, like why not, right? Senior day, like you're out of playoffs. There's no stress. There's nothing to lose here. Just let it all eat. Let it hang on the field. It's your last 2 games, not just for the seniors, but for everyone playing on the field in a St. Martin's uniform. This is their last 2 games of the year. Potentially a exhibition game tomorrow against PLU, but with weather, the likeliness of that happening is very slim. So Sasaki drives on the right side. The first baseman, Rojas, jumps up and snags that one out of the air and will rob Sasaki of a base hit.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 1, Jonathan.
So Brian Rojas, the 6'3" first baseman who played third base in the first game yesterday and hit and then pitched a complete game yesterday in game number 2 and got the win, is showing off the leather here at first base. Shimbukura, first pitch swinging, drives that one to right field. Pretty deep, but Tishan Kell is playing deep enough to track back and make the catch. So the Saints go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second, scoring no runs on no hits, no errors, and leave no one left on. We'll head to the top of the third. Nighthawks lead this one 1-0. So stepping in to lead off the top of the third for the Nighthawks will be number 33, Jason Bell, the 6'4" catcher out of La Quinta, California. Bell shows bunt, pulls back. Did he pull back in time? First base umpire says he did, so it'll be a ball. Next pitch hit on the ground, fouled on the left side, right past third base coach Grant Carey. Speaking of Grant Carey, for those of you watching who don't know, Ryan Oshiro, as long as myself, Aaron Renault, when we played here at St. Martin's, we actually played against Grant Carey when Grant Carey played for the Nighthawks. Had some time to catch up with him pregame a little bit. See how things are going for him.
Good to see Grant Carey outside of the foul lines,
Yeah.
not in it.
Yeah,
especially for us.
Dude was a menace in the box. Very hard to get out. As Bell goes down swinging, Hatton records his first strikeout of the game. But yeah, Carey was a great hitter for the Nighthawks. There's also
and I believe he is the Nighthawks hitting coach now, right?
Yeah, he is the hitting
Okay.
coach. I was able to talk to him. He told me about that. He talked to me about head coach Joe Schaefer. Gave him the opportunity in the offseason. Grant Carey hopped on it and is now the Nighthawks hitting coach. And, a great hitter like Grant Carey, giving all the knowledge he has to the Nighthawks hitters. It's kind of showing you that why that they have had the success that they've had this season. So top of the lineup rolls around, and Carter Walsh takes the first pitch he sees for a ball. Next pitch in there called strike. So 1-1 the count now. One pitch. Slider looks like misses down and away. Count moves 2-1.
Aaron, I was looking out to Shumbakura in left field. I couldn't help but notice a big banner out there now. Brand spanking new L&L drive-in banner.
Walsh drives that one to center field. Shaler's tracking back and will make the catch to retire Walsh. So counterparts flying out to each other here. Be funny to see how many more times that happens this weekend.
Yeah, but back to my point, L&L, the first sponsor to partner, with St. Martin's Baseball here.
Yeah, super cool to have the amount of support from the community in Thurston County and surrounding, the support that they have on St. Martin's athletics. It's great to see. Credit to our athletic director, Steve O'Brien, for pulling these sponsors and partnerships that he's been able to pull this year to help get our athletics on the map a little bit, right? In years past, like when we've been here, years prior to us being here, St. Martin's athletics is really nothing super crazy, right? Not too many sponsorships, partnerships, but credit to Steve O'Brien, the athletics department, for pulling through and trying to better this university's athletics side. So,
And L&L, a big sponsor for baseball because 13 players with Hawaii ties to it on the current roster. Aaron, when you and I were playing, about that same number as well, right?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of us from Hawaii, so kind of a big reason why as well.
Counan drives that one to deep left center field. Shaler's tracking back and snags that one just before the warning track. And the Nighthawks score no runs on no hits, no errors, and leave no runners left on. Hatton with a smile on his face thinking that one may have been gone. But nonetheless, he gets out of it. Nighthawks lead this one 1-0. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Saints will be senior second baseman number 5, Brady McNally. Takes the first pitch he sees for a strike. McNally, a 5'10" senior from Buckley, Washington. Will fly that one in the sky on the right side of the field in foul territory. Brian Rojas scoots over to his left and makes the catch. We'll bring up the freshman shortstop, flashing the gold glove earlier in this game. And number 0, Riley Miyazaki.
You know, Aaron, it's funny you're reading off the hometowns and like height of these players, because you and I both know Brady pretty well, and I think there's no way in a chance that he's 5'10". Yeah. So it's just funny to hear you kind of reading it out, especially since we know some of these guys and played with them. So
Miyazaki flies that one to shallow right field. Tishon Kale calls off Callan. Excuse me, calls off Brubaker and makes the catch to retire Miyazaki. So 2 outs here, and the lineup rolls over to the top. And senior Ozzie Shaler. Oz ahead here, 2-0.
drizzle's still coming down a little bit, but there's no wind really. That was something I wanted to touch on, especially with all these seniors. We'd love to just see all of them hit home runs. You know, just like put little final touches on their collegiate careers here at St. Martin's. And we were speaking with Ozzie Shaler yesterday prior to the series starting, just like, come on, man, you got to just get one, you know?
Got to poke one out. Swings at the next pitch he sees, hits that one to shallow left. Left fielder Paganelli in on it and makes the catch. Retire the side. So 1, 2, 3 for the Saints. No runs on no hits, no errors. No runners left on. Very low hitting game here in Lacey. Weather could be playing a part in that, but nonetheless, we'll head to the top of the fourth. Nighthawks lead this one 1-0. Leading off here for the Nighthawks, the do-it-all for them. And first baseman number 34, Brian Rojas. First pitch swinging, hits that one hard on the ground. Hollow ball snags it. Steps in the bag. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Hatton. Gotta love that.
Both sides swinging pretty early and often, right?
Just having fun with it, you know. It's a really loose day for both sides. You know, seeing Coach Joe Schaefer and head coach Kelly Gow chat up a little bit, seeing smiles on both their faces, you know, it kind of just tells you it is a little bit more of a lead back day. Nothing super crazy, but just having fun with it. Owen pitch to Paganelli, swung on foul back to the backstop. He'll be behind 0-2. Hatton looking for his second strikeout. He sets the 0-2 pitch. Change up in the dirt.
Could be a setup pitch there. The 0-2 also be in the dirt, right? Maybe. See
Fastball.
Hatton with a little grunt again. Go
Fastball high
or
here.
something.
Get Paganelli to chase. It is a fastball. Got him looking. Paganelli goes down. Hatton picks up the strikeout. There's 2 away now here in the top of the 4th.
So right on cue, got to change the eye levels a little bit. See that off speed down. Get Paganelli there. I think eyesights are down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got caught looking at the fastball. Good pitch there by Hatton.
Power hitting Tishan Kell steps in now for the Nighthawks. Interesting stat here early on. Obviously, it's only the 4th inning, but Nighthawks have a run on no hits.
I was just looking out.
Pretty crazy to see that. Game of baseball is really weird, but Saints have 1 hit, Nighthawks have none, but the Nighthawks have a run, which matters more to the Saints, none. So count even now 1-1 to Tishan Kell here with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch swung on, fouled. Hatton is now ahead 1-2.
Good pitch there by Hatton. Got inside, got Tishan Kell jammed in on the hands there, so definitely caught him off guard there. Probably see the bender here by Hatton. It's my guess.
1-2 pitch. Bender indeed goes down swinging. Hatton strikes out 2. And they go 1-2-3. So the Nighthawks scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Saints due up, trailing this one 1-0.
Yeah.
So Saints trail this one here in the bottom of the 4th, 1-0. And steps the lead off batter for this inning for the Saints, third baseman senior Dylan McLaughlin.
I think Saints fans getting kind of anxious here, just waiting for something to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like a double in the gap or something. Just give them something to cheer for here. Hopefully,
Kind of
we
goes
see
back
McLaughlin can
to
do that.
yesterday, right? Game number 1. Saints put up a 4 spot to win the game ultimately 4-3 in the 8th inning, right? The bottom of the 8th inning, they finally score a run, and they score 4 to go along with their first. 3 to go along with their first. But crowd really amped up for that. And looking for something similar here. As we talked about yesterday, the Saints had, I think you brought up the stat, had a lot of one-run games, and unfortunately on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, and if you could change the core of those, who knows, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you could find yourself in position to be making a playoff run. So it's not a lack of competing, I think. It's just getting over that hump, right? Finding ways to win, even if it's ugly, right? It doesn't matter how you get them. It's just wins are wins.
Count now full to McLaughlin. See if he can win this battle and give the Saints their first runner of the 4th inning. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, driven to left center field. It'll get down. And McLaughlin will round first, will not advance to second. So leadoff single for McLaughlin. And the Saints are aboard here in the bottom of the 4th with no outs. Saints, if you have not been able to travel out here to Lacey, Washington to support the Saints and hang out with the fans, we are running many promotions now. Like we talked about, Athletic Director Steve O'Brien able to bring in a few sponsoring partnerships. We're fortunate enough to run some promotions here during the game. We've got foul ball rewards. We've got 1, 2, 3 inning rewards. Many things. Free pizzas, free ice cream.
Double rewards, I think.
Double
in
rewards,
there too, right?
load them up rewards. McCorkle skies that one to center field. Walsh is under it, makes a catch. But back to my point, the promotions that we run here make it all that much more fun for the fans, right? You know, coming to baseball games, to be honest, like being a baseball player and seeing it from the other side of the field can get a little boring, right? Can get a little bit monotonous. But adding that promotional fun for the fans, just to build that fan experience, is something that I really appreciate in Athletic Director Steve O'Brien trying to do for the fans here and in other sports as well. So if you guys aren't here now, weren't able to join us this year, please keep in mind next year we'll probably be doing the same thing, if not more promotions.
For sure. I wonder how these Saints players are feeling. Probably getting hungry when they hear all these promotions going on, pizzas and ice cream scoops and all that stuff.
I mean, I remember yesterday after game number 2, senior Dylan McLaughlin came over and asked if we still had any Sophie scoops left. So definitely tell they think about it throughout the game. As Peter Hollowell steps in. He's behind early here, 0-2. Saunders sets, there's a pitch, swung on, driven to left field. It'll get down just behind Calnan. So 2 singles for the Saints to lead off the bottom of the 4th.
How about the designated hitter, number 6, Mark Stewart.
Stepping in now is this senior DH, Mark Stewart. He'll probably be doing the catching in game number 2. First pitch swinging, fouls that one on the right side, just behind the fastball there.
Back to Hollenball real quick. Great at bat there, right? You go down 0-2 and then
Able to battle.
Off speed, yeah. Not trying to do too much, right? Just a little single over the shortstop. Don't need to be hit too hard. We saw him get robbed yesterday. Ball hit on the screws, so.
And we've touched on it before in previous broadcasts, right, where you're a Saints hitter, you got 2 strikes, ball in play wins, right? Regardless of what happens, you put a ball in play, you put pressure on the defense if it's not a base hit to make a great play. So good on Hollaball there.
I think another thing to add too is the weather today, right? It's like so unpredictable. It's been rainy as.
Little pickoff move by
Ouch.
Saunders. Drills McLaughlin in the head. So he'll take some time. Shake that one out.
That's a good little senior day. Good morning.
Yeah.
To McLaughlin there.
Little wake up call. Hey, buddy, you're senior. Figure it out.
But yeah, the weather definitely a factor as well, right? Who knows? The ball skips a couple of times in the infield, might cause it to get a little damp, hard to throw. And like you mentioned, just making them make plays, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to strike out. I mean, we get that, but making them make the tough ones.
1-1 count. Next pitch inside nearly hits Stewart, but does not. So count moves 2-1. So Saints with an opportunity to score a run here. Potentially 2 with Hollaball first. Would have to be a pretty deep ball. 2-1 pitch swung on, hit shallow right field. Tishenkel and Walsh tracking over to right center, and Walsh ultimately ends up making the catch. Records the second out. And in steps the right fielder for the Saints, Hunter Sasaki. First pitch from Saunders to Sasaki, swung on in the dirt.
Looked like Sasaki was anticipating off-speed first pitch and got it. I think that's why it looked like he was so aggressive there, right?
Just not where he wanted it, but
Right.
that one driven to the left side. It'll get through the 6-hole. Third base coach Joey Swanson sending McLaughlin. He'll round third. The throw home is over the catcher Bell. Sasaki will advance to second. Hollaball advances to third. The Saints are aboard and tie this one up 1-1 with 2 outs. So the RBI single from Sasaki scores McLaughlin. And the Saints are aboard, on the board, excuse me, here to go along with their 4 hits. Sasaki on second, Hollaball on third. Saunders pitch, swing and a miss there by Shimabukuro. Almost seemed like he was guessing there. Now he'll be hit behind 0-2. So you need a battle here for the senior Shimabukuro. The 0-2 pitch. Off speed, does not go this time. Counts now 1-2.
Right side wide open for Shimabukuro again.
Swing and a miss. Bell drops it, pops out of his glove. He'll throw over to first to Rojas, who snags it and makes the catch. So the Saints finally put up a run on 3 hits, no errors, but leave 2 runners on. We'll head to the top of the 5th, score tied once again, 1-1. So top of the 5th inning here. Just about at that halfway point. Nighthawks up to bat, stepping in to lead off the inning will be third baseman Duke Pahukoa. First pitch looks to be a slider, misses away. Pitch swung on, hit softly to left field. Will it nestle? It does, right in front of Shimabukuro. Pahukoa is aboard.
Not batting. But designated. Number 27.
I think both sides are starting to figure out, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't hit the ball so hard. Because each time we're seeing, you know, balls hit off the end, balls jammed, it seems like they're finding holes. And every time someone hits the ball in the screws, it's like someone's standing right there catching it, right?
It is, like we talked about, we always say, it's the game of baseball, man. It can go either way. Things can happen at any moment. For the Nighthawks, in steps Casey Wayne, the DH. But another thing to mention for the Nighthawks, that is their first hit of the game. Well, no pitch to Wayne. Taken for a called strike.
See if Hatton can induce a ground ball here.
So still turned out to be a decent day for some baseball. A lot of us were anticipating rain throughout the entire day. But the rain holding up here, the baseball gods blessing us a little bit to get these games in. Give the seniors some.
I'm just going to say, if it stays like this, I think be all right. Anything more than that, probably, right? Especially with the field already how it is. So, like you mentioned, just stay like this the rest of the day, right? We're not asking for anything better.
Yeah.
Just not anything worse.
Like this little drizzle's okay. Like, sure, keep it going. Just don't get any. Just don't let those raindrops get a little bit bigger than they are. At least let us get through senior day. Give the seniors their spotlight, right? Don't want the family and the friends getting all wet when they have to walk their seniors out. But nonetheless, 2-2 count. Inside pitch. Fumbled there by McCorkle.
The rain seems to be a common theme on senior days, too. Same thing happened last year, unfortunately, for the 2023 seniors, right? They weren't even able to get games in.
Yeah, had to cancel. They actually ended up playing a little scrimmage against each other, pitchers and hitters.
Right. And even when we had our senior day 2022, it was raining, remember? So not a whole uncommon sight to see, but
yeah, which sucks, you know. Like last weekend was beautiful,
right.
Sunny. This week, early on this week, extremely sunny. Full count here to Wayne. Hatton sets. Here's the pitch. Pahukoa goes. Throw down by McCorkle. It's a little high. So McNally has to adjust to secure the catch and is unable to put the tag down in time. So chance for a double play there. Wayne goes down swinging, unable to complete. They strike him out, throw him out. So the Nighthawks have a runner in scoring position now with one out. For the second baseman, Brubaker, who steps in.
Funny, that was, again, Pahukoa with another stolen base this series.
Comes into the weekend with
right?
one, yeah, and he's got 3 now, so. Good on him, patting the stats a little bit. That one's driven to right fielder to get down in front of Sasaki. Grant Carey, third base coach, is setting Pahukoa. The throw in will not be in time, cut off by Hollaball, and thrown over to second to the advancing Brubaker, who slides in. So an RBI single for Brubaker. It puts the Nighthawks ahead once again, 2-1. Here with just one out and another runner in scoring position for the catcher in number 33. That'll be Jason Bell. Runner goes, bunt is popped up in the air. It'll drop right in front of Hatton and will not roll foul. So a bunt single for the catcher, Bell.
We saw Bell show bunt earlier in his first at bat too, right? So I don't know if that's something that's being called or he's just seeing something maybe. Taking a look at McLaughlin, third baseman, prior to him stepping into the box, but great bunt nonetheless.
We'll hand it over to the top of the lineup and Carter Walsh with runners in the corners. Walsh shows bunt, pulls back. Pitch nearly gets by McCorkle there. Good on him for snagging that one.
Looks like Walsh will be doing what we talked about yesterday, a little safety squeeze. Most likely trying to bunt this to the first base side, right? And with his speed, right, might cause a little chaos on defense. So Saints got to make sure they pick up an out here if he does indeed bunt.
Hatton sets the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air. Will it stay in play behind home plate? It might, and it does not. Makes its way out of play. And that'll be a free Forelli's Pizza for the fan who snags that foul ball. So once again, like we talked about, a lot of promotions here in Lacey to build the fan experience. Retrieving a foul ball for us gets you, excuse me, it is a Sophie's Scoops gift card. Walsh shows bunt, drops that one down the right side, and it is foul. So 1-2 count to Walsh. Strikeout would be huge. Double play would be even better. Hatton sets. Here's the pitch. Off speed swung, hitting the ground softly to the middle. Miyazaki has no other play to go other than to go to first. It throws it away. One run scores. Runners will move up one base to second and third on the error by Miyazaki. Nighthawks pat on another run, extend the lead to 3-1. With opportunities to score 4 and 5 on second and third. As McCorkle will trot out to the mound and try and settle Hatton down a little bit. So like you talked about, right? Ball and play wins, right? 2 strikes there. Just putting the ball in play, forcing the defense to make a play in that situation in which they did not. That's just the kind of stuff that can happen in a baseball game, especially with the weather that we're having here right now. Rain's starting to fall down a little bit harder. Still a light drizzle, but it's a little bit harder than it was earlier.
For sure, and I think the speed of Walsh there kind of rushed Miyazaki a little bit more than I think he would have liked to. Wet ball doesn't help, like you mentioned. So, and we've seen Miyazaki make that play, you know, a dozen times now. Just praising his glove and his fielding as well. So tough play nonetheless, but we'll see if Hatton can wiggle his way out of this one.
One out here. For Callanan, he'll drive that one to left field, straight to the left fielder, Johnny Shimbakuro. Bell will not advance on the catch.
Now batting.
Saints catch a break there. I think Bell hopped out thinking that ball was already in the gap,
Yeah.
right? Not necessarily going back to the bag to tag right away.
I mean, hit low on the line. I thought it was going to be down myself, but Shimbakuro playing in the right spot. Able to slide over a little bit to his left and make the catch and get it in quickly to not allow Bell to tag and score. So 2 outs now for the first baseman, Rojas. First pitch he sees in there called strike.
Just going to mention prior to that first pitch strike, if Hatton's going to seemingly try and work around Rojas with the base open, right? You get a force out with 2 outs at any base, but seems like he's going right after him, so.
Rojas pokes that one through the left side. Bell scores. Walsh rounds third and scores as well. Nighthawks tack on 2 more.
Just like we mentioned, Aaron, that ball got jammed in on his hands, but hit it to the right part of the field. Laughlin shaded over to the lefty Rojas and finds a hole. So 2 RBIs, picks up 2 RBIs on the single there.
Paganelli steps in now with 2 outs. Swings to the first pitch he sees, hits that one out of play on the right field line.
So funny you mentioned Rojas to do it all. Man, for the Nighthawks, right? Picked up the win in game 2 yesterday, going CG, then gets a 2 RBI single here. So definitely making his mark here on this series. And again, the senior festivities will begin at the conclusion of this game. So if you are indeed heading down to Saints Field, we probably suggest the 7th inning or so, say.
Paganelli hits that one on the ground. The shortstop Miyazaki has to get rid of it quickly. He does. Long throw. And they'll get out of that one, but not before the Nighthawks are able to push across 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Nighthawks lead this one now 5-1. Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Saints is second baseman Brady McNally. First pitch swinging. Skies out one to center field. Carter Walsh under it makes a catch. A quick one pitch, one out for Saunders.
Number 0, Violet Miyazaki.
Nine-hole hitter now steps in, and Riley Miyazaki, the shortstop for the Saints.
So Saunders entering the 5th inning here. He started this 5th inning, 43 pitches, Aaron. So making quick work of these Saints. I think it's pretty evident we're seeing a lot of first pitch swinging, right? So just being efficient, just like we talked about. That'll keep you in the game for a long, long time as a starter too.
1-2 pitch high. Count moves even now 2-2, but yeah, to your point, always want to minimize your pitch count. You're a pitcher, right? It's crucial to stay in the game. I don't know what kind of staff the Nighthawks have in the pen, but Misaki hits that one, hits the lip of the grass and stays down to the shortstop, Kalman. They'll make the throw over to first, record the first out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and in steps the top of the lineup in Ozzie Shaler. He's in an even count now, 1-1. Fouls that one back. Pitch goes high. Count moves even 2-2. So similar to yesterday, with the Nighthawks pitchers working pretty quick. They've got that watch pitch calm device on their wrist. Shaler sticks the bat out and hits that one softly to the left side. The Saints go 1-2-3. Or no runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. Nighthawks lead this one 5-1. So Tishan Kell, the right fielder, steps in for the Nighthawks to lead off the top of the 6th. Hatton still on the bump for the Saints. Trying to ride this one out, his last go around, as long as he can.
Still had a pretty good number too, Aaron. He's sitting right around 70 pitches. Now that one was his 70th pitch, so I think most likely we're probably seeing his last inning here unless he gets through this top half of the sixth really, really quickly. But we are starting to see signs of kind of fatigue, right? A lot more balls like that where he's just missing up or holding on to the off speeds a bit longer. So see if Hatton can finish on a good note here.
Swung on, driven to left field. It'll get over Shimbukuro's head, hit the wall. Kell rounds first and will be into second easily with a stand-up double. So a leadoff double for Kell.
That's what'll happen too, Aaron, right? You fall behind 2-0. I mean, the hitter's just going to sit dead red fastball, and that's what Kell did. He just drove it to the opposite field. Good piece of hitting, too. That ball kind of stayed up longer than I thought, too, right? One hop the fence. Good piece.
Shimabukuro obviously shaded over in the left center gap a little bit with the left-handed Kell. So unable to track that one down. For the Nighthawks. Stepping in now will be third baseman Duke Pahukoa with no outs and a runner in scoring position. Shows the bunt again, pulls back for another ball. So count 2-0 here. I'm curious to see if he's still showing bunt here on the 2-0, if he's going to be sitting dead red fastball just like Kell. But we'll get a timeout call by pitching coach Tyler Raskin as he'll trot on out there. We'll step aside while he talks to his pitcher. Don't go anywhere. So 2-0 count to Pahukoa. Kell leading off second. Off-speed pitch swung on, hit on the ground to the shortstop. Takes a funny hop and gets by Miyazaki. Runners on the corners.
No bad. The designated hitter, number 27, Casey Wayne.
So unfortunately, official scores rules that an error on Miyazaki. He's got 2 today. Kell on third, Pahukoa on first for the DH, Casey Wayne. Hatton's pitch off speed. Another hit batter for Hatton. He's padding the stats a little more. He's really making himself stand out in the record books of St. Martin's University.
You know, you touched on it, Aaron. It's probably his last inning of work, so, you know, I might as well go out of bang if you're Cole Hatton, right?
Make sure that no one else can touch his record. So full base here for Brubaker with no outs. Top of the 6th. Nighthawks a chance to add to their lead and really put this one a little bit out of reach for the Saints. Swung on, hit high and deep enough to right field for Tishenkel to score. No throw from Sasaki. Pahukwa will advance to third on the catch as well. Nighthawks push one more across. So runners on the corners for the Nighthawks once again with one out this time. Double play is in line for the Saints. In steps 9-hole hitter, the catcher, Jason Bell. Shows bunt. Little pump fake and then a throw down to the stealing Brubaker. Excuse me, Wayne, that is. He'll be awarded the stolen bag. So runners in scoring position on second and third now for the catcher Bell. So hitters count for Bell here, 2-0. Saints infield playing in, trying to minimize damage done already. Three and 0 count. Hence pitch in there called strike. Three-one pitch from Hatton. This is down. Bell's aboard. And the Nighthawks will load him up once again and roll it over to the top of their lineup in Carter Walsh, the center fielder. So Hatton trying to get out of the jam. First pitch swinging is Walsh. Hits that one high and deep to left center field. Shaler's under it and drops it.
You saw that happen yesterday as well, Aaron. I think that outfield just taking their eyes off the ball a bit too quick. It seems like.
Pahukwa will score. Runners will advance one base on the error by Shaler. Still a full base situation. So once again, full base for the Nighthawks. For the shortstop counting with one out. Off-speed pitch in the dirt.
It's a couple of bad breaks for Hatton, right? getting the ball in play, trying to work his way out of this, but just things not going his way. See if he can bounce back here. Like you mentioned, still got a chance to get a ground ball, get out of the inning, right? Get the Saints back in the dugout.
That blocked ball by McCorkle hit him where he didn't want it to, and take a little bit of time for him to recuperate. A 1-0 count to Counting. Next pitch is in there. Good pitch there by Hatton. One count. Good pitch there by Hatton. 1-2 count now to Counting. Strikeout's big here.
See if you can do some weak contact too. 2 strikes maybe, right? Good counting, swinging at something he doesn't want to.
1-2 pitch, off speed swung on, driven to left center field. Will it get down? It does. Shaler scoops it up. Runners will advance 1. And the Nighthawks add to their lead. Here in the top of the 6th to 8-1 with just 1 out.
The first baseman, number 34, Ryan Rojas.
Looks like Hatton's day will be done. Pitching coach Tyler Raskin signaling over to the pen, and senior Cole Hatton will finish his career here at St. Martin's University. A lot of appreciation for him and what he's been able to do and what he's been able to bring to the pitching staff here at St. Martin's. Not the kind of day he wanted, but unfortunately it's a game of baseball. I'm sure he's just happy to be out there one last time. And props to Cole Hatton. Once again, he'll hand it over to fellow senior relief pitcher in Sam McCauley. We'll step aside while Sam warms up. Don't go anywhere. Nighthawks lead this one 8-1. So fellow senior Sam McCauley takes over. Comes in with full base for the Nighthawks, and he'll face Brian Rojas, the first baseman.
See if McCauley can get the Saints out of this inning. Don't want it to snowball any more than it has. This will be Sam's 10th appearance, so we assume, even though he's a reliever, probably his 10th and final appearance, right, of his collegiate career. 8 2/3 of an inning here, 8 walks, 3 strikeouts. So we'll see if Sam can right the ship here, get the Saints back in the dugout.
Unfortunately, he's behind here, 3-0 to Rojas. Next pitch taken away, 4-pitch walk. As a run will come across the plate once again. Bases will still be loaded for the Nighthawks as Adam Paganelli steps in now.
Like you mentioned earlier, Aaron, right? No pressure. I think that's what kind of Sam has, his mentality should be.
Just go in there, have some fun, right? Let it all loose. Last appearance.
There might be a slight pressure of wanting to do too much, right? Knowing it's your last collegiate everything, pretty much.
You want to go out on a
last
bang,
pitch,
but
like, yeah, it could be your last batter. It could be a lot. So you definitely want that to be your. And on a positive note, we'd say, right? So.
a 1-1 count to Paganelli. Ball misses away. Excuse me, count is 1-2 now. One-two pitch from McCauley, swung on, fouled right into the glove of McCorkle. And there'll be now 2 outs.
Great bounce back there by McCauley after the 4-pitch walk. Picks up the strikeout there. See if he can get himself out of this inning too, or this last batter right here.
So 2 outs. Walsh on third, Callan on second, Rojas on first. In steps Tish and Kell. First pitch he sees taken for a strike. Remember, Tish and Kell did have that double off Hatton to left field. Has an opportunity now with full base to do something big. Big swing and a miss there. Fouled back. So he'll be behind 0-2. Cauley sets. Payoff pitch. Swung on, hit, fouled, out of play behind the left side. Now it's hit on the ground on the right side. McNally fields it, throws over to first. And the Saints will get out of it, but not before the Nighthawks are able to put up 4 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 3 runners left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Nighthawks lead this one 9-1. Stepping in, leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Saints is Dylan McLaughlin.
Like I mentioned, Aaron Saunders cruising 55 pitches. To start the bottom of the 6th now. His Nighthawks offense helping him pad the lead here to 9-1. So really just pitching with all the confidence in the world right now. Fill up the zone, get outs, right? That's all he needs to do.
Check swing there by McLaughlin. Appeal to first. First base umpire says he did not. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled. Good battle there by McLaughlin. Sharp off speed there. Good on McLaughlin for fighting that one off. That one is driven to center field, and McLaughlin, good 2-strike hitting there. There'll be a board.
Now batting, the Saints catcher, number 23, Trevor McCorkle.
So the catcher, Trevor McCorkle, steps in now. See if Saints can slowly chip away at the deficit. That is 9-1. A lot of work to do, but doesn't all have to come at once. Swing and fouled off, out of play.
And I'm sure Saints fans don't mind the score. It's just they want something to cheer about here. So
Yeah.
just get something. Couple of runs, couple of cool hits, something for them to explode on.
Off speed hit on the ground, foul. Count now moves to 1-2.
A lot of promise in McCorkle too, although I know it's senior day, but just watching him throughout this series, a good promise for next season, right? And be
Junior
their
this
catcher,
year.
Yeah.
He'll be the big senior behind the dish next year. See, bloops that one to center field. The speedy Walsh is able to run in and track that one down to retire McCorkle. So potentially any other outfielder that's blooped, hit to, but it probably gets down, but unfortunately you hit it to the fastest player on the Nighthawks defense, able to run in and track that one down. So,
And not for nothing too, just because someone's fast doesn't necessarily mean they'll get to those balls, but Walsh has been getting really good jumps to these balls, right? It's not like he's just relying on speed. He's getting there pretty easily because he's reading the ball so well. So
Peter Hollaball steps in now. He's in even count 1-1. Big swing and a miss there by Hollaball. Count moves to 1-2 on him. One fouled off and hits the umpire. But he looks to be okay, shakes that one off.
I think that one hurts a little more too, and not a close ball game, right? If you're the umpire, it's like, man, he's already standing back there, longer innings.
1-2 count, pick off move, check on McLaughlin over there at first. Nothing going. So
Only
Hollaball.
2 for 3 on the year, stolen base attempts. So curious to see. Got 2 pickoffs already.
Little dribbler up the middle to Walsh. He'll field it. Throw over to first. Hollaball beats the throw. So he'll be aboard via the infield single. So once again, McLaughlin on second, Hollaball on first. But just went out here, so a chance for the Saints to chip away slightly at that lead. In steps Mark Stewart.
See if Mark can give the Saints fans something to cheer about here. Ball in a gap, something. Playing for 4 years, so I think Mark Alba deserves it.
Fouls that one to the left side. So even count 1-1 to Stewart. Saunders sets. Here's the pitch. Fastball in, just misses the corner. Count moves now to 2-1.
So interestingly enough, Aaron, the Nighthawks defense shifting to the left side, playing pool side for Stewart here, but the pitching also in line with that, right? Everything seems to be on the inside part of the plate being thrown here. So something the opposite way would be kind of difficult unless it's a missed location. We saw that with Shimon Bakru's base hit yesterday.
Yep.
So we'll see if something is left over the plate for Stewart to drive into that right center gap.
They'll take ball 4, and the Saints will load him up here for Hunter Sasaki. So something I want to kind of touch on a little bit. We touched on it yesterday, but the pitch comm, right, for the Nighthawks, they have that watch. Not only does the catcher and pitcher have that, but to your point, you know, playing the shift and pitching to the shift, right, throwing inside to Stewart, shift over on the left side of the infield. It looks like for the Nighthawks, every single position player, aside from the outfielders, has a pitch comm watch, right? So they know what pitch is coming. And they understand what they're trying to do and where they're trying to get the hitter to hit the ball. So a lot of smart analytical stuff being played here by the Nighthawks.
Yeah, to your point, it would be counterproductive if, you know, only the pitcher, catcher, and pitching coach knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And the rest of your defense doesn't know what's coming. So, but yeah, good on the Nighthawks to be able to shift their defense around, know what's coming. Like you said, back in, I guess, the old days, even when we were playing, you kind of have to watch the catcher throw down some numbers, make sure you know what's coming, kind of move, anticipate and stuff.
So Sasaki steps in now with full base. McLaughlin on third, Hollaball on second, and Stewart on first. Chance to put a couple runs in. He drives that one to center field straight at Walsh. He'll make the catch. McLaughlin is tagging. He'll advance and score on the sacrifice fly by Sasaki. So the Saints score a run. And like we talked about, just got to chip away at that lead, right? It doesn't have to be all at once. You still have 3 whole innings to get some runs across now. So for the Saints, you want to try and just chip away little by little.
Yeah, to your point, Aaron, chip away, but also 2-out knocks, huge. See if Johnny can pick one up.
Shimabukor hits one on the ground to second baseman Counin. He'll throw over to, shortstop Counin, throw over to second baseman Brubaker for the force out at second. So the Saints score 1 on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 2 runners on. We'll head to the 7th inning. Nighthawks lead this one 9-2. So Duke Pahukoa steps in now for the Nighthawks here in the top of the 7th. Shows bunt, drops a beautiful one down the third base line. McLaughlin charging, grabs it, throws it way over the first baseman. So mishandled there by McLaughlin. Could be a wet baseball.
No bad. The Nighthawks designated number 27, Casey Wayne.
So we're seeing the bunt by pretty much every Nighthawk hitter. Like, you know, I don't think there's necessarily anyone that hasn't shown bunt, right? So pretty cool to see Pahukoa with what you mentioned, Aaron, 7 home runs on the year, but still 1 for hits, right? It's cool to see. Good versatility too.
Next batter, Casey Wayne. Hits that one softly to shortstop. Miyazaki jumps up. Unable to hang on to it. It'll pop out of his glove. So Casey Wayne will be aboard via the error.
Number 5, Kevin Brubaker.
Almost looked like Miyazaki jumped a little too premature, right?
Yeah. Unfortunate for the Saints, who have 5 errors to this point now. Once hit on the ground up the middle to Miyazaki. Feels it cleanly, tosses to second for 1. The throw to first for the second is not in time. So Saints get Wayne out at second. Brubaker is aboard via the fielder's choice. Pahukoa advances to third.
Good bounce back there by McCauley. Pitch into contact. Brubaker got down the line pretty quick, though. I thought that, you know, it was only like a couple of hops to Miyazaki, the shortstop there, but yeah, Brubaker got down the line. No chance for the double play.
The runners on the corner now for the catcher, Jones. He shows bunt, drops one down nicely to the right side. McCauley fields it, tosses over to first. The Nighthawks push one more across. So although the Nighthawks did have a 9-2 lead, they're still showing that they can play small ball and manufacture runs regardless of the lead that they have. So I believe every single at bat, Bell has shown bunt.
I was just going to mention that, and to your point, right, it's college baseball, so no lead is ever safe.
Yeah.
So never be too confident.
The wild pitch there from McCauley. And Brubaker will advance to third. So 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Leadoff batter for the Nighthawks, Carter Walsh at the plate. Pitch swung on, driven high and deep to left field, making its way foul. And it's just a long strike for Walsh there. Count moves now to 1-1. McCauley sets the 1-1. Off speed down. Next pitch taken by Walsh in there, called strike. Counts even now, 2-2. McCauley sets the 2-2 pitch. Off speed swung on, hits softly to center field. It'll get down in front of Shaler. RBI single there for Walsh as Brubaker comes across the score. So Nighthawks lead this one now 11-2. Shortstop for the Nighthawks steps in now in Cownan.
Nighthawks kind of showing you why they were going into this weekend trying to get that first place GNAC standings, right?
So successful stolen bag by Carter Walsh. He'll add to 20-something that he has.
It's 22 on the year.
So hitters count now. 4 counted with a runner in scoring position, but 2 outs. That one's chopped on the ground softly to shortstop Miyazaki, who fields it, throws over to first. Hollow ball unable to hang on to that one. So runners at the corners now with 2 outs for the first baseman, Rojas. One swung on, hit high and foul down the left side. Big cut there, fouled right into the glove of McCorkle. Macaulay sets the 1-2 pitch, taken away. Counts even now, 2-2.
First time, Aaron, I don't know if you've seen this, but the bat color is really nice. It's like
Yeah.
teal color. I've never seen a bat like that.
We've seen highlighted color bats,
Right.
right, in the past. Very fun looking bats that come out nowadays. Try to catch the eye of the generational baseball players that we have today playing. So full count here. Expect Conan to be running on the pitch. Does with pitches hit high and into foul territory, makes its way out of play. So full count pitch once again. Swing and a miss there by Rojas. So the Nighthawks score 2 runs on 2 hits, 3 errors, and leave 2 runners on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Nighthawks lead this one 11-2. So bottom of the 7th here at Saints Field. Once again, senior day for the 8 seniors on the St. Martin's roster. One of them up to bat now, leading off this inning in second baseman Brady McNally. Check swing there. Appeal to first says he did. He'll be behind now, 0-2. So for the Saints, it looks like on deck there will be a pinch hitter for shortstop Miyazaki. It'll be number 33, Charlie Johns. Nonetheless, the 1-2 pitch from Saunders, high, counts even now, 2-2. Off-speed pitch just misses high. Counts full now, 3-2.
See the Saints get a little offense going here. Pinch hitter Johns, like you mentioned.
Pitch swung on, hit high and deep to left center field. Center fielder Carter Walsh calls off. Paganelli makes the catch. To retire McNally.
Number 33, Charlie John.
So pinch hitter, like we talked about for the Saints, hitting for Miyazaki will be the freshman Charlie Johns. Charlie Johns, a 6'2 freshman out of Richland, Washington. So, sure, head coach Kelly Gowan, hitting coach Joey Swanson is excited to see what Johns can do in the future. Obviously, left-handed batting. Hitters with power are always a benefit to have in a lineup. Obviously, Oshu and I both left-handed hitters. Not as much juice as people, as big left-handed hitters have, but there was a little bit there when we played.
We like to think it was more than it probably was, to be honest.
Not here, for sure,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh, yeah.
No power here. That one's chopped softly to the pitcher Saunders, fields it clean, he throws over to first. And Johns is retired.
Listen to number 3, Austin Shaler.
So in steps top of the lineup in Ozzie Shaler.
Saunders kind of cruising through this inning, so curious to see what this timeout was called for. If they're just going to go to the righty in the pen, they are. Huh.
It looks like Saunders is a little frustrated with that decision. Not necessarily pissed off about it, but just a
Kinda
little.
smiling.
Yeah, he's smiling. He's happy for his guy. He probably wants the full game, the complete game. But pitch count at 85. So obviously, with we talked about GNAX coming up, right? Playoffs.
Right.
You want to try and limit your guys. Don't want any injuries, especially for your starters. You want to keep Saunders healthy going into the playoffs. So stepping in now for the Nighthawks will be number 28, Josh Bishop, 6'2", redshirt junior out of Sydney, Australia.
Your attention. Now pitching for the Nighthawks, number 28, Josh Bishop.
So I believe he is the only one from Australia on the roster, aside from assistant coach Grant Carey. Nice to see some Australian talent here in the States. But while he warms up, we'll step aside. Nighthawks lead this one 11-2. Bishop steps in to face the top of the lineup in Ozzy Shaler. Next pitch in there called strike. Seems to be throwing pretty firm.
Yeah.
Not sure what the velocity is on it exactly, but from our perspective on the side, it looks to be pretty firm.
Like we were talking about between when the pitching change was happening, Aaron. Could just be like a little tune-up just to see what kind of guys.
Big swing and a miss there by Shaler, but yeah, to your point, just trying to get some arms, a little bit more innings,
Right.
as they prepare for their final week of play next weekend and the GNAC playoffs to follow that.
Perfect situation to come into, right? You're up 9. Saints offense kind of struggling a little bit today, right? It's gathering 6 hits, but
It's fouled out of play.
see if Bishop can just come in and fill up the strike zone here. This final out of the bottom of the 7th inning.
Full count here now to Shaler. Pitch is taken inside. Shaler's aboard via the walk. He'll hand it off to
Now batting,
third baseman Dylan McLaughlin.
Dylan McLaughlin.
Not too much action in the NNU bullpen, so most likely going to see Bishop for a couple of innings, I think. Might close out this game as well.
Let's hit on the ground, the shortstop count, and he'll throw over to second to Brubaker for the forced out. And that'll end the 7th inning. So the Saints score no runs on no hits, no errors, and leave 1 runner on. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Nighthawks lead this one 11-2.
All right, welcome back. It is the top of the 8th inning here. Good 11-2 ball game. Hearing some fresh voices here. This is Dakota Hill, joined by Luke Hare. Luke, how are you doing today?
Doing good. I mean, tough weather this morning, obviously, with the rain. You know, it's April in Washington, but
Yeah.
can't complain.
Ooh, and the ball is hit pretty well. Looks like it's just going to be a long strike, though. So, Luke, alum, what year did you graduate?
Graduated in 19.
Okay.
19.
Then what are you up to now?
I am a teacher in middle school, teach math, and I also coach high school baseball as well, but middle school teacher down in Kelso, Washington.
All right, Kelso. As Sam McCauley goes 0-2, see if he can put him away here. This Nighthawks team can hit the ball, but Saints really haven't helped themselves out either. curveball. Johnny Shimabukuro goes back on it. Makes catch on the warning track. Not quite the warning track, but it is well hit.
Yeah, and wind is normally here playing at least to right field. It's been blown to left field today, so that ball's been traveling well over there, but stayed in the park. So good leadoff out there for Sam.
Yeah, yeah. Big yard for sure. Not very many people can get it out here. If they do, it is very well hit. And Sam McCauley gets first pitch swinging on a curveball. Austin Shaler ranges back and makes the play for out number 2.
Yeah, definitely a pitcher's ballpark. That's why I've always loved to pitch here. That's probably gone, at least at NNU, probably Montana as well. So it's a good thing that we are playing here in the Northwest and not up in the mountains, for sure.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, my favorite place to hit was at NNU, for sure. The light air, small park.
It's definitely my least favorite place to pitch, for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes an end capper, it's like, oh, it's a fly ball. No, not a fly ball today.
As number 23, Duke Pahaku checks in. He's laid down a couple bunts today. Love that from the big guy. Sam McCauley from the stretch, tries a fastball, gets a ground ball. McNally playing from behind second base, comes over, throws to first for the third out. Good inning for McCauley there.
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. He's filling up the zone, ball in play, good things happen.
All righty.
Number 23, Trevor McCorkle.
Welcome back, Saints fans. Bottom of the 8th inning here for the Saints. Leading off will be Trevor McCorkle. Big shout out and thank you to former alums of the baseball program here at St. Martin's, Dakota Hill and Luke Hare, for stepping in.
And I think we need to have them on more often, reduce the 1, 2, 3 inning
Yeah.
by McCauley. So I think anytime the Saints run into trouble here, this game, next game, you just put them on the mic for a quick second, get out of the inning, double play, who knows?
Saints need to get something going with just 2 innings left to do so. So trailing by 9. Three-one count to McCorkle. Pitch swung on, driven to left field. It'll get down in front of Paganelli. McCorkle continues his hot hitting with another single.
Coming to the plate for the Saints, the first baseman, number 7, Peter Hollowall.
We'll bring up the first baseman, freshman Peter Hollabaugh.
Very much a professional at bat there by McCorkle.
First pitch swing, Hollabaugh hit to the shortstop count and throws the second for one. Throw over to first to complete the double play. So 2 outs now for senior Mark Stewart.
No bad. The designated number 6, Mark Stewart.
Big swing and a miss there by Stewart. Counts even now, 1-1. Two outs here, 2-1 count to Stewart. Swung on, hit to the right side, shifted. Brubaker makes his way to his left. Just scoop that and throw it over to first to retire Stewart. So quick 1-2-3 for the Saints. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no one left on. Go ahead to the top of the ninth. Excuse me, one hit from McCorkle, but we'll head to the top of the ninth. Nighthawks lead this one 11-2.
Leading off the top of the ninth, the designated number 27, Casey Wayne.
Leading off for the Nighthawks here in the top of the ninth. DH Casey Wayne, check swing, little bunt.
Excuse me swing there.
Yeah, McCauley feels it and then tosses it over to first. One pitch, one out there.
Coming in play, the second baseman, number 5, Gavin Brubaker.
So Brubaker steps in now. Pitching coach Tyler Raskin will walk on over to the mound.
I see a good ovation here from McCauley as he'll probably.
McCauley's day will be done and his college career will come to a close. Hell of an outing.
Nice little gesture too by the SMU coaches here.
Senior pitcher, number 32, Sam McCauley.
A hell of a career from McCauley here at St. Martin's. Gotta appreciate what he's been able to bring to the staff, not just on the field, but also off. Always a fun guy to be around. And he'll hand it off to freshman number 31, Rage Velez. So congratulations to Sam McCauley once again. We'll step aside while Rage warms up. Don't go anywhere. Nighthawks lead this one 11-2.
second baseman number 5, Kevin Brubaker.
Always cool to see a freshman come in and relieve the senior here on senior weekend. It's like a passing of the torch sort of thing from Macaulay to Rage now. Like you mentioned, Aaron, just like sort of a trial in a sense of like seeing how it'll play out next year in terms of head coach Kelly Guy, who he wants to go to, right, with the seniors graduating. Obviously, there's going to be a couple of holes in the starting pitching department with Yamashita and Hatton both going to be gone. So that's 2 out of your 4 kind of starters, yeah. So interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I'm not looking. Thank you.
Your attention. Pinch hitting for the Mayhawks. Number 13, Quentin Ayers. And the final inning of this game number 1. No runs, 9 headed to 9 of the night. Let's go, Saints. Leading on the bottom of the ninth for the Saints, the right fielder, number 51, Hunter Sasaki.
So bottom of the ninth, Saints need 9 to tie, 10 to win. Leading off will be the right fielder, number 51, Hunter Sasaki, as he'll face a new pitcher in number 22, Adam Brooks. First pitch, little check swing. Rojas fields that one cleanly and steps on the bag. One pitch, one out.
Number 1, Jonathan Shimabukuro.
Senior left fielder Johnny Shimabukuro steps in now with one out. First pitch fouls that one out of play. Big swing and a miss there by Shimabukuro. Behind 0-2 here is Shimabukuro. Next pitch away. The 1-2 pitch. Nails him in the funny bone, or excuse me, tailbone. He'll be aboard. Hand it over to fellow senior in Brady McNally. First pitch McNally sees, and they're called strike. Pitch.
We'll see Shimabukuro in motion here. Why not? I think got 0 for 0 here in our stat sheet, but
Yeah, and you've got new catcher Quentin Ayers right behind the dish.
might as well. Down 9, yeah, why not?
Not sure how much he was
senior
able to warm up.
weekend. Yeah, senior weekend, man. Why not? Give it a shot, give it a go.
Well, off speed in the dirt. Surprised that doesn't hit McNally, but good scoop there by Ayers.
I think there's both sides to it, right? You don't want to go and then get thrown out, obviously, with this being the last inning, but I think head coach Kelly guy won't be too mad. Senior, might as well.
Let him fly.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. McNally will go down swinging. Stepping in now will be freshman number 12, Zen Stasco. Lefty on lefty matchup here. So freshman Zen not with too many at-bats this season. Takes an off-speed pitch there. He's behind now, 0-2. So we'll see what kind of battle the freshman can do here.
Limited at bats too, like you mentioned, Aaron. So you're gonna want to make sure everyone counts, right? He's not gonna go down without a fight, I'm sure. Sadly for Shimbukuro, there is not a stolen base, as not being held on. Defensive indifference, so almost gets it, but
1-2 count. There's a pitch off speed. Stasco goes down looking to end game number 1. Nighthawks take this one 11-2. They score 11 runs on 8 hits, while the Saints only able to put up 2 runs on 7 hits, but 6 errors to go along with it. The senior day will take place in a few moments here. If you are on your way, please hurry down and show your support. If not, but nonetheless, after that, we'll be back for game number 4 of this 4-game set. Nighthawks lead the series now 2-1. Thanks for tuning in to Saints Digital Network. Once again, show these seniors some love if you're not able to be with us in some way, shape, or form.